They were blessed by an elder who prayed for their happiness and prosperity in the years to come. Following the exchange of vows, the couple participated in the traditional Kayanzans ceremony, where they exchanged gifts as a symbol of their love and commitment to each other. Fatimah presented Jubril with a beautifully embroidered cap, while he offered her a set of intricately beaded jewelry, symbolizing their union and the wealth they would... Fatimah's Sorrow, Episode 4, The Wedding. In the end, Fatimah and her friends succeeded in unraveling the tangled web of deception that had ensnared their school. With courage and perseverance, they exposed the truth behind the leaked exams and brought the perpetrators to justice. The principal, shocked by the extent of the corruption, took swift action to ensure that such a betrayal of trust would never happen again. Meanwhile, Jane's malicious schemes were finally exposed, and she faced the consequences of her actions as she was expelled from the school. Jane's expulsion from the school brought a sense of peace and normalcy back to their lives. With the mystery solved and the truth finally revealed, peace returned to the halls of the school, and Fatimah and her friends were hailed as heroes for their bravery and integrity. As they prepared to face their exams, they did so with renewed determination and a sense of pride in knowing that they had stood up for what was right. With the final exams successfully completed, Fatimah, Jubril and Memuna breathed a collective sigh of relief. But amidst the celebrations, Fatimah couldn't shake the weight of her impending marriage to Jubril. As the days passed and the wedding drew nearer, tensions rose within the tight-knit circle of friends. Each of them grappled with their own fears and doubts, uncertain of what the future held. Fatimah found herself consumed by a sense of unease, her thoughts constantly plagued by doubts about her future with Jubril. As she sat in her room, surrounded by textbooks and revision notes, her thoughts drifted to the uncertain future that lay ahead. Her worries about continuing her education clashed with the expectations placed upon her as a young woman in her community. And lurking in the back of her mind was the ever-present specter of her sickle cell anemia, a constant reminder of the fragility of her health. Despite her fears, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being pulled inexorably towards a fate that she had no control over. The weight of expectation bore down on her shoulders like a heavy cloak, threatening to suffocate her dreams and aspirations. Fatimah spent restless nights tossing and turning, her mind racing with doubts about her impending marriage. She couldn't shake the feeling that she was losing control of her own destiny, that her dreams were slipping through her fingers like grains of sand. Unable to bear the weight of her fears alone, Fatimah sought solace in her mother, Hajia Bintu. With tears in her eyes, she poured out her heart, expressing her concerns about the marriage and her dreams of pursuing further education. Hajia Bintu listened with a heavy heart, her own worries mirrored in her daughter's words. She longed to see Fatimah happy and fulfilled, but she knew the harsh realities of their society all too well. With a heavy sigh and gentle touch, she offered words of wisdom and comfort, urging Fatimah to trust in herself and to follow her heart, no matter where it may lead. She reassured Fatimah that she would always support her, no matter what path she chose to take. Meanwhile, Jubril found himself wrestling with his own doubts and insecurities. He sought solace in the quiet moments spent alone, grappling with the weight of his decisions and the uncertainty of the future. But try as he might, he couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing, that perhaps he was making a mistake that would haunt him for the rest of his days. Despite his affection for Fatimah, he couldn't shake the feeling that their marriage was based more on obligation than genuine love. He found himself questioning whether he was making the right decision. Jubril's own doubts continued to gnaw at him, eroding away at the facade of confidence he had worked so hard to maintain. He found himself questioning whether he was truly ready for the responsibilities that marriage would entail, whether he could provide for Fatimah in the way she deserved and support her dreams. And as for Memuna, the burden of her friends' struggles weighed heavily on her heart. She longed to see them happy and fulfilled, but she couldn't shake the feeling that they were all hurtling towards disaster with each passing day. Memuna found herself torn between her loyalty to her friends and her own sense of morality. she couldn't help but wonder if this marriage was truly in the best interest of both Fatimah and Jubril. With a heavy heart, she struggled to find the right words of advice to offer her friends. But amidst the turmoil, a glimmer of hope remained. In the quiet moments between the chaos, Fatimah found herself drawing strength from the unwavering support of her friends and family. Their belief in her gave her the courage to stand tall in the face of adversity, to face whatever challenges lay ahead with determination and resilience. And so, as the day of the wedding drew nearer, Fatimah made a decision. She would not let fear dictate her future. With a newfound sense of purpose burning bright within her, she resolved to seize control of her own destiny, to carve out a path for herself that defied expectations and embraced possibility. As the wedding day dawned, the air was filled with a sense of anticipation and excitement. The traditional Hausa wedding ceremony was a grand affair, steeped in centuries-old customs and rituals that celebrated the union of two families. The festivities began early in the morning, with the sound of drums and ululating women filling the air. Guests arrived dressed in their finest attire, the vibrant colors of their traditional Hausa garments creating a kaleidoscope of hues against the backdrop of the sun-drenched landscape. The courtyard was adorned with colorful fabric and fragrant flowers, creating a festive atmosphere that filled the air with a sense of joy and celebration. Women danced in circles, their hips swaying to the rhythm of the drums, while men chanted traditional songs in praise of the union about to take place. In the center of it all, Fatimah stood resplendent in her traditional Hausa attire, her face adorned with intricate henna designs and her eyes sparkling with nervous excitement. She was surrounded by a circle of women who sang blessings and words of encouragement as they prepared her for the ceremony ahead. Jubril, dressed in his finest attire, stood at the entrance to the courtyard, flanked by his friends and family. His heart pounded with anticipation as he awaited the moment when he would finally be united with Fatimah in marriage. Hajia Bintu, resplendent in a flowing bubu, adorned with intricate embroidery and delicate lace, presided over the preparations with grace and poise. Her presence lent an air of elegance to the proceedings, her warm smile welcoming guests and putting them at ease. Meanwhile, Malam Bada, the bride's father, cut a striking figure in his traditional Hausa attire, his agbada embellished with gold embroidery and accessorized with a matching fila atop his head. With a dignified air, he greeted guests with a firm handshake and a hearty laugh, his booming voice filling the air with warmth and hospitality. As the ceremony began, the couple exchanged vows in a traditional Hausa ceremony, pledging their love and commitment to each other before their families and friends. They were blessed by an elder who prayed for their happiness and prosperity in the years to come. Following the exchange of vows, the couple participated in the traditional Kayanzans ceremony, where they exchanged gifts as a symbol of their love and commitment to each other. Fatimah presented Jubril with a beautifully embroidered cap, while he offered her a set of intricately beaded jewelry, symbolizing their union and the wealth they would share together. Throughout the ceremony, the mood was one of joy and celebration, as friends and family came together to honor the union of Fatimah and Jubril. Laughter filled the air as children danced and played, and the scent of delicious food wafted from the cooking pots, tantalizing the senses and adding to the festive atmosphere. Mrs. Danjuma, the groom's mother, looked on with pride and joy, her eyes shining with tears of happiness as she embraced her new daughter-in-law. Dressed in a resplendent wrapper and blouse, adorned with layers of colorful beads and intricate jewelry, she exuded elegance and grace, a picture of maternal love and warmth. Throughout the ceremony, guests mingled and danced to the rhythmic beat of traditional Hausa music, their laughter and joy echoing through the air. The exchange of gifts between the families symbolized the union of two households, each offering blessings and well wishes for the newlyweds' future happiness and prosperity. As the sun set on the horizon, casting a golden glow over the festivities, Fatimah, Jubril and Memuna found themselves swept up in the magic of the moment. Despite their earlier doubts and fears, they couldn't help but feel a sense of hope and optimism for the future, knowing that love and friendship would guide them through whatever challenges lay ahead. As the night wore on, the celebration continued late into the evening, with music and dancing lasting long into the night. Fatimah and Jubril were surrounded by the love and support of their friends and family as they embarked on this new chapter of their lives together. And amidst the joy and celebration, they knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, united in love and commitment. The story continues. Watch out for episode 5. Please subscribe to our channel for more interesting and captivating folktale stories.